pages. Oh my god. Oh goodness. Oops, do it again. No one. No, they don't want me. Yep. I didn't think that was working there for a second. Let's kick this kid off, shall we? Maybe. Yep.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy. Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through, but that's a doggone season that he won't try something new? A man who's old enough to know
and young enough to do.
Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. But it's Kennedy, 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 for me. Kennedy,
Kennedy, Kennedy, Kennedy.
Do you want a man with spirit who is not afraid to fight?
A man whose record shows that he will fight for what is right.
A loyal man who'll bring the job a fresh new point of view. Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. Because it's Kennedy, 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 for me.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
And do you deny to any man the right he's guaranteed to be elected president, no matter what his creed?
It's promised in the Bill of Rights, to which we must be true.
So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. And it's Kennedy, 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 for me.
Kennedy, 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 Kennedy.
Do you like a man who answers straight, a man who's always fair?
We'll measure him against the others, and when you compare, you cast your vote for Kennedy and the change that's overdue. So it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you. Yes, it's Kennedy, 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 for me. Kennedy, 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 Kennedy,
Welcome, welcome, welcome from my humble second bedroom here in the Saucon Valley, part of the Lehigh Valley, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, part of these United States, at least for now, North American continent, Western Hemisphere, on this planet Earth, the only one we have. Third rock from the sun in the Terran solar system, part of the Milky Way galaxy. This is TKE tonight for January 21st, 2025. It is currently, I'm going to look this up because I should have looked it up before, a whopping 13 degrees outside, and it should be going down to, it looks like -2 tonight. Tomorrow is going to be practically a heat wave, 20. And then break out your shorts and surfboards for 28 degrees on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, when we get into the 30s and 40s, I mean, we might as well just put suntan lotion on and go down by the pool. This is brutal, brutal cold. It is cold on a different level. It is just one of the things that's really shocking about living in this valley. And I grew up here. And I don't remember this when I was a kid. Like, powerfully do not remember this. Not just bad recollection or something like that, but I don't remember this when I was a kid. There is a constant wind here. Like, just all the time. And it's not a gentle breeze. It's windy. Like, it's properly windy. Well, it hasn't been nearly as much since the temperatures have gone into the teens and single digits, which is freaking, thank goodness, awesome. But it's cold to such a point that you don't need a breeze. You just step outside and immediately things start to freeze. My fingertips start to go numb. My face goes numb. Like, it's just I'm old too. My circulation probably isn't what it used to be when I was a kid. I mean, hell, I can remember going outside, playing tackle football in the snow and weather like this and not feeling it. But now everything bothers me. You'll notice I'm kind of crunched up and hunched over here. I'm freezing. I'm just this room in this townhouse is simply it's just the worst room. There's only one air register in here, so the AC and heat unit don't seem to affect this much. It's the hottest room in the house in the summer. It's the coldest in the winter, and it's just freaking brutal in here. It's just terrible in here. And so why do I tell you all these things? I kind of start the show usually this way. Sometimes just as a reminder that I'm not special. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not better than you. I am not more blessed. I am not hopefully less blessed. I'm just one of you. I'm not setting records here. I'm not curing cancer. I'm not building pyramids. I'm just a guy who's been on radio and television since I was in high school. Who's been public speaking since I was in kindergarten. Who's followed politics since I got out of the womb. Been a candidate, been a successful candidate, been an unsuccessful candidate. Follows politics, knows its place within history, and how history can teach us solutions to our problems. And I'm just a guy. And, the weather bothers me, and I'm older, and my body's breaking down, and just trying to do the best I can here with you, building this community, growing it, and growing this family, and trying to build this radio station and get the truth out there. And yeah, truth. Yep, it's a novel. Should not be a novel concept, let's put it that way. But put the truth out there. That's it. Nothing not special. Let's get to the business end of the program. Let me I should say very quickly first, especially to the Facebook crowd. I want to say hello and welcome to Randall, to Drew. I missed you, Drew. I'm so sorry. Watch me fix that very quickly. Drew is a new name. I don't remember seeing you before. Welcome, sir. Welcome. I hope you make us a regular part of your radio listening habits, if you will, or watching habits. Trust me, this is very much of a radio simulcast. This is a face made for radio. This is a program made for radio. So don't be too... if you don't like what you see, it wasn't meant to be seen. This is a radio program that happens to be on a video platform. Welcome to Donna, and I'm just going in order here. Welcome to Kevin Frederick, who's been a guest on our program, I think twice in the past. Welcome back, sir. A big welcome to, there was a couple new names I saw, to Sharon and to Aggie. I hope I'm saying that correctly, Aggie. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you. You are watching and listening to TKE Tonight, the Kennedy Effect Tonight. See how we did that with the initials there? TKE Tonight, the Kennedy Effect Tonight for the 21st of January, 2025, as we enter a whole new world. We are live right now. Facebook pages of Ghost Claw Productions, Our Revolution Pennsylvania, the TCP Media Group, my own Facebook, Jeff Kennedy, and our home group Facebook page for all things that surround the program, That Other Side of Information. We have been able to share the program tonight to about 100 different places, as we seem to be averaging on most nights, about 100 places across the Facebook universe. We say welcome to welcome and thank you to every single group, large, small, local, regional, nationwide, global, that allows us to be part of your corner of the Facebook universe. We could not do it without you, period, end of story. We simply could not do it without you. I don't say this as much as I should. I don't say it as much as Thomas does and the other hosts on the station say it on their programs. I simply don't say this the way I should. I do not push our program and promote it to the point that I should, as much as I should. If you are looking to advertise on global internet radio, this is the place. We would be happy to have you. We'd be honored to have you. Please just contact me or contact any of us at gcpr.live, and you can advertise here. You can literally reach the planet. Period. I am not under any delusions. There are not right now between 4 to 6 million people listening to me. I get that. But that's the number of people that we can reach on any given program through GCPR. If you cobble together all the social media that we can reach, all the different socials that we broadcast on, and on and on and on, it's literally millions of people. If you have a product or a service, a business, yourself, skills, your career, if you want to pump, advertise, promote, please contact us at gcpr.live. You're watching us and listening to us live now on, I did the Facebook part. We're also, That Other Side of Information, by the way, is not just our Facebook group. It is our YouTube channel. We are live there right now. I am monitoring that as well. Always remember, you can, if you don't want to patronize or be part of Facebook, youtube.com/, he tried to say, That Other Side of Information. We are live right now on Twitch, Jeff Kennedy Talk host. We are live on LinkedIn, Jeff Kennedy as well. The audio of the program blasts around the globe via gcpr.live, 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 ghostclawproductionsradio.live. You can go to our website and listen for free and watch the YouTube channel there as well, and we invite you to do so. We need you. Period. 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 We need you. We don't do this. Now, Thomas has advertisers. Some of the other shows do as well. I have none. Therefore, we depend very much on your kindness, your consistency, your loyalty, which sadly has become a bit of just a bad word, really, in this modern time. Um, it is, yeah, it's a shame. I was just thinking about it. It's a shame that the word loyalty now is almost a bad word with what Trump has done to it. But your loyalty to the program, you're sharing it, you're allowing us to be on your Facebook, your groups and your pages. We depend on it. We couldn't do it without you. And I just want to say, as always, thank you very, very much. I would also like to offer you all a chance to weigh in on something. I had told you last Sunday that we would definitely be with you this coming Sunday, the 20, no, it's not the 26th. Easy for me to say. I realized that the 26th is Championship Sunday in the NFL. I could care less about the NFL, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just one of those weird Americans that thinks baseball and soccer are better sports, and hockey for that matter, are better sports. Um, I don't really care a hell of a lot about what's happening in the NFL, but a lot of you do. And so I'm offering you a chance to weigh in as to whether you think we should be on the air this Sunday. Because if you don't think so, because 3/4 of the of the country is going to be watching the the TV show that is the NFL, or if you think, yeah, we should be here, or no, we shouldn't, I would be thrilled to get your input if you have any. So just drop us a note either tonight on the show or on the Facebook page somewhere. Let us know what you think. Should we be here on Sunday, or will you be all consumed with the NFL? Especially, I don't know what time the Eagles game is. So for my local friends, so on, will probably be terribly absorbed by that. But anyway, and a special, another welcome, again, round of welcomes, Lehigh Valley for All, whom I am a member and monthly contributor to, by the way. If you didn't know that, Lehigh Valley for All, that you're listening, I am. I'm a member, paid member, and as is my wife, and a monthly contributor to you. Welcome to Nicole, who I have not talked to in way too long. Great to see you again. Mike is here. Hello, Mike, and welcome back, sir. Mike says that the Buffalo Bills game overrode watching me last Sunday. I don't blame you. If it brings you joy and you enjoy it, then for goodness sake, you do it. I'm here all year. There's only so many weeks in a year that you can, when the NFL gets this serious. Hello to Leon. That's a new name. I don't remember seeing you before. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Jeannie. And I think somebody else came in to, I am not going to say that correct. Kitione. I'm gonna completely butcher that name, so I'm not gonna try it. Yikes! I can't do it. I can't butcher names. It makes me crazy. It's so disrespectful. I don't want to do it. So I will type in a welcome to you because I can't stand doing that. It makes me bonkers. It just does. Anyway, let's get to the business end of the program, shall we? I am in a text thread with a number of my friends and fellow compatriots with our Revolution, Pennsylvania. Forgive me. And one of my compatriots there let us know about this very strange thing that Zuckerberg has apparently done to Facebook. In that you can, well, no, it's not really what you can do. It's, how do I explain this? Gosh, because it's so dystopian. It's so, to borrow Jared's line, it's so 1984. Go to the search in Facebook and type in Donald Trump. And I think it's actually President Donald J. Trump or something along those lines. And what you're going to find is that you are following him on Facebook, whether you ever did or not. Now, if you had previously followed him, obviously you still are. If you were never following him, guess what? You are now. Facebook changed the settings for every single member of the platform. They are now following President Trump and Vice President Vance without your permission. You're now following them. I immediately unfollowed them as soon as Jared was kind enough to tell me about this. I turned it off. I don't need to follow him. I'm going to hear enough about every breath he takes for the next, until he dies. And it's not to say I'm praying for that. He's almost 79. He's morbidly obese. Only by his own admission eats McDonald's and KFC. There's only so much longer he can last. So I'm going to hear plenty about him, until he passes into what my faith tells me is the next realm. So I don't need to follow him on Facebook. To know what he's up to. I have media for that. But if you are on Facebook, and obviously a good number of you are, because that's how you're watching and taking us in, go to the search inside your own profile. Do a search for Trump. Do a search for Vance. And I'm pretty sure the two pages are the official ones, President Donald J. Trump and Vice President Jay-Z. And you're going to find that you're following them. You never made that decision. I mean, unless you did at some other past point in your life. The Vice President J.D. Vance page, I believe, is brand new. So I can't imagine that you were following it previously because it didn't exist. But they have automatically set people to be following them to pump the numbers up and to keep the propaganda moving. Because now, remember, Facebook no longer fact checks. So Trump can put on there tonight through his official Facebook page that Zuckerberg has now set all Facebook users to follow without their permission. Trump can put up there that, my favorite stupid saying, the grass is blue and the sky is green. And all the people who have been subvertly made to follow it will see these posts. It's a way to disseminate propaganda. That's exactly what it is. It's the only way. It's the only explanation. It is yet another way to promulgate propaganda. Now, Mike mentions in the chat, I wasn't automatically followed to him. Good for you. Awesome. I was. And that doesn't make me special by any means. I'm just saying, if you're on Facebook, go look. My guess is you probably have been automatically switched to following. But you can unfollow just as easily. You simply have to find it. Whether you choose to unfollow it is entirely up to you as well. Perhaps you want to see the propaganda coming your way because then it's easier for you to fight it. I can sort of understand that. I just did an unfollow. I'll find out what he's doing. I follow enough news sources to know what he's doing. Probably too many. As Mike would say, I do a lot of doom scrolling. Maybe guilty. I don't think so, though. The man is currently occupying the White House. He's the president, whether we like it or not. My phone is ringing. Sorry, hang on. So we're going to want to know what he's up to. I don't need Mark Zuckerberg to do it on my behalf. I'll make that decision. Thank you very much. Well, I could use a lot of insert many Gaelic curse words right here. Caller, even before I asked for them. That's okay. I can hear you in the background, so my guess it's either Randall or Mike. I can hear myself.
No.
Oh, is it the boss?
It's not Randall, nor is it Mike. It's the
Hello, boss.
Shut up with that shit.
Very special guest on the phone lines, folks, because of the only way that I can... My hardware and software problems to run this program have become so degraded that I can no longer welcome guests on the program other than by phone. Joining us by phone on what should be his night off, or a night off, because you can hear him every single morning here on GCPR, is Thomas the Villain Bishop, host of The Sound of Coffee. And by the way, tomorrow, Wednesday, from 8 a.m., you can sit down and warm up with a giant, hot, steaming pot of The Sound of Coffee. That sounds pretty gross, doesn't it, almost? When you say it that way?
Not really.
I said it that way.
Really. I mean,
I said it that way one night. I'm like, that doesn't sound very good at all.
Yeah, it would sound gross if it was like something dirty, but it's not. It's a cup of coffee.
It's a steaming pot of freshly brewed Sound of Coffee.
It's something awful to you, my friend. And how is the co-owner of this great radio station going?
I will. I'll know better after a couple of more doctors see a certain scan of certain parts of my body. But generally speaking, I am fine, and I'm very pleased that you are here. We do not broadcast enough together, sir. So I'm very happy that you are here.
It's true. Very, very true.
And for how early in the morning you start, it's nice of you to stay up with me.
Oh, please.
So I appreciate
I'm a retiree. I'm a retiree, dude. My life consists of a series of I just show up and make funny noises and use a soundboard.
And honeydew lists when you're not on the air.
and honeydew lists, exactly. So I heard that you were talking about the Zuck man.
Yes.
Here a moment. What has the Zuck man done now?
This really happened, though. This is the kind of thing that would have come to my attention. That I would have said, that's just, that's another conspiracy theory or something like this. It was one of my political little brothers. I would say mentor, but he's smarter. He's smarter, more active than I am, so I don't think I can call him that. That Facebook has automatically, I can't get the wording quite right. They've
automatically made people follow Donald
Trump and Vance, and supposedly Melania as well. Although when I found the official Facebook page for her, I was not following that one, but I was enrolled, if you will, drafted to follow Trump and Vance. At which point I turned it off and unfollowed both of them. But when Jared first alerted me to this, I thought, well, that's not true. That's one of those, we get a little over the edge in our anger and our disappointment at times. But you know what? I thought, let me have a peek and see. And it's real, and it's frightening, and it's dystopian, and it goes, I think, to speak to the point that you think that your Facebook is your Facebook. You created it. You filled in the information. You post there. And not just you, Thomas, but you, audience, you, Earth. Half the planet is on Facebook. You think it's yours. You think you created it. That's your information in there. It's not. He owns all of it. He did not create Facebook to get laid. He created Facebook because he had the genuinely revolutionary idea that people's data, that their personal information, their likes and dislikes, are a commodity. And he's right. You are data to fit. You are a commodity to Facebook. Every time you like something, every time you share it, every time you delete it, every time you create a page, take a page down, like it, unlike it, follow it, unfollow it, all the little emoji reactions that are at the bottom of a page, love and hug and hate and laugh, and all of it's recorded and categorized to be sold to industry. So they can sell you shit that you didn't even know, that you never even thought about, things that you didn't even know you wanted, things that you didn't even know existed. But Thomas did a truly epic rant about this on his Friday. I think it was the Friday program. It might have been the Monday program.
It was Friday. Oh, it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday.
Yeah, and
I want to say this though. Here is where I think I'm having the biggest problem with this. It's the passivity of the humanity of America. Nobody's mad about this. And I don't mean mad as in, okay, I just blocked him. I'm talking about mad as in, oh, hell no, I'm going to get smashed.
Mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. The old movie.
The old Howard Beale from Network.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the very first part of that rant is, and I'm quoting what he says. But first, you have to get mad. You have to say, I'm a human being, goddammit, my life has value. If a tech billionaire bro can force you to follow somebody, you're not a human being. And that should alarm and piss off more people.
Right.
But it isn't. The rant that I went on this morning was about this docility, this, oh, well, it is what it is. It's happening, and come on now. Like, really, seriously.
See, the question to me is, forgive me to the audience and to Thomas too. Thomas is on my mobile phone, which is going to be about a second and a half delay between he and I. Just all mobile communications do that way. It takes a few seconds for the signal to move through, even at light speed. That said, you think the question I've had this discussion with several of you that have been kind enough to call into the program over the past several months. The question is not, why is Thomas pissed off? Jeff, why are you pissed off? Why is the Guild pissed off? Why is GCPR pissed off? Why are Democrats pissed off? It's not why are we. It's why aren't you? You have been, to a great extent, digitized. The sum of your life to this point has been digitized through the different social media apps that you have decided to be a part of and the ones you have not. And what you put in those social media platforms. Again, your likes, your dislikes, your birth date. Think about the products that are marketed to you, because social media, Facebook, the digital world knows how old you are. If you're 15 or 16, Ensure vitamin protein drinks, which are generally marketed to my age group, you're probably not going to see those kind of ads. Right? That's not rocket science, any of that.
Nope.
But you're a
No, it is not.
right. You're a digital existence. Remember what we've said on the program, and I said it again last night during our special program last night. There's only 3 types of human beings left over a disproportionate part of the planet, especially now here in this country that is no longer democracy. There's only 3 kinds of people. Do you generate wealth for the billionaires through your labor? Do you generate it through your spending and your consumerism? Or die and get the hell out of the way? And your digital profile is
you
part
have
of
to,
that.
You have to decide.
And your digital
You've gotta
profile is
decide.
part of that. Right. You're generating wealth for the billionaires through your digital profile. And I'm guilty of it too. Well, here I am on Facebook and 100 different groups on Facebook. It's how my program survives. Maybe it's sticking it back to them right at the source. I don't know. I'm sure Mr. Zuckerberg would know me if he, well, I guarantee he would know me if he tripped over me. But that said, here I am in the den of thieves, waiting for my table to be overturned. So, go ahead, Thomas. You were kind enough to call me, and I'm talking all over you.
Here's the other thing. The reason I believe Democrats and the left lose so very much is this. They are framing things in our grouping. You know, oh, well, this is a trans issue. Oh, well, that's a black issue. Oh, look, that's a Mexican issue. You have to frame everything in the parlance of this is a human rights issue.
Yep.
This is a human rights issue. These things are human rights. And the moment you frame it in that way, what you also end up doing is you put the onus on the people to respect that. You put the onus on them to respect that. That means if we're fighting poverty, poverty does not know a race, a creed, a nationality. It does not know a sexual orientation. It doesn't know any of that. So when you fight poverty, you're fighting poverty across the board. Because if you only fight poverty in one area, it will eventually drop. It will show up someplace else. The people have to be willing to put their interest to the side for the good of the collective. The key to Republican mindset or key to Republican mentality is the rugged individual. A lie that has been peddled to all of us over and over for decades. The key to liberal, progressive, left-leaning, far-left, whatever you want to call it, politics, is the collective. The collective share in the fight. They share in the burden of the fight. They share in the victories. They share in the defeats. The collective gets everyone better. With places like Meta, the reason they can use us as far as our data is because that's all they see us as. Right. So if they can see us as collective, how come we gotta still run around talking this rugged individualism? They see us as collective.
The irony is that everyone who is a member of, enrolled in, if you will, Facebook is a collective. We're all part of the same collective that happens to be Facebook. One of the greatest lies that has been prepared. Thomas is 1,000% right. What a shock. I agree with Thomas. Thomas is 1,000% correct. One of the greatest lies that was ever foisted on this country by Reagan is that we are not a community, that we are not a society. We are simply a group of quote-unquote rugged individualists. Margaret Thatcher did the same thing before Reagan in the UK. Here's the only, this might very well be splitting hairs. Here's where I'll differ with Thomas. When you, the 99%, the economic bottom 99%, begin to finally educate ourselves enough to vote in our terribly, terribly selfish, self-owned, singular interests, they become the common greater good because there's more of us than them. 100 people in the room. One has all the food, the other 99 are starving. What's the natural state of humanity at that point? Survival. The other 99 work together to get the food they need from the one to survive. They do it motivated in two ways. Self-interest, to stay alive. Selfish and singular self-interest. I'm going to get some of that food and keep myself alive. But then we work with the other 99 so that all of us get it. And because we understand the basic unfairness of one person hoarding the wealth of the other 100. What has happened to this country, now that the transformation from democracy to fascism is complete, and it is. Now, how do we stop the further transformation, the next transformation from fascism to feudalism? This is no longer just a right versus left dichotomy. Most of the people that I smack around on Facebook because they are so ill-informed, so hypocritical, and they just flat lie so much, happen to be from the right. Let's be honest, that's where the base of the cult is. But so many of these arguments, these issues, are no longer left versus right. They are right versus wrong. And they are rich versus poor. 3 middle-aged white men have as much wealth as the bottom 200 million in this country. Try to think of that as food. Let's take money out of it. Let's just say that 3 middle-aged white men have enough food to feed 200 million starving people. What would we as a society do about that? It would be French Revolution type stuff. It would be...
It would be if we weren't already like lulled into this false sense of everything is okay. It absolutely 100% would be. By now, the guillotine would have been out. It would be ropes here, just it would be chop, 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 chop.
Which is
exactly. But we've been lulled into a false sense of security.
Which is exactly why Luigi Mangione is being scapegoated to the extent that he is.
Of course, absolutely. Think about it. Luigi Mangione, in the act that he took, showed exactly. It showed Americans where they matter on the pecking order. It showed it. It showed them that a powerful CEO is worth $60,000 for the arrest and conviction of the man, but in the exact same time, on the exact same day that Brian Thompson met his end, two kids, 117, 114, were walking down the street in New York. They were asked by four white men if they spoke English. These two kids said no. They said absolutely no, they don't. And then they were stabbed to death. That's not me making it up. That actually happened. And at the same time, a couple of blocks away from where Brian Thompson met his end, a little girl, 12 years old, was asked the exact same question. She said no, and she was gunned down. No one has offered a $60,000 reward for the arrest of these people. No one has had a nationwide manhunt. In fact, I'd have to go look up and see whether or not they've even done anything about it. And why? Because this is showing Americans where they matter in the pecking order. One of the biggest problems, and this as a large content creator who also happens to be black, I have to say this makes white people uncomfortable, but damn it, it's true. White folks gotta let go of whiteness. They gotta let go of it. They have to let go of whiteness. They have to let go of this idea that whiteness is the only thing that matters. Because as long as you hold on to whiteness, you don't get a chance to fight for class solidarity. You don't get a chance to fight for better for all of us, because you always have a ace in the hole. You walk into a room thinking that you are better than everybody in that room. Why? Because you have been told you were better than everybody in that room. So you have got to let that shit go, because it doesn't matter if you are white. It doesn't matter if you think that you're better than everybody in that room. If you drop dead or if somebody takes your life, there's not going to be $60,000 looking for the arrest and conviction of the person that did it. You'll be lucky if your family can offer up $3,500 to catch the person that took your life. You'll be lucky if they find him. You'll be lucky if they convict him. But by that time, you're gone. Your family is devastated, but you're still white. America showed us.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down a little. What I hope is even a little more basic. In any of the examples that you just told us about, and I'll use an example that is much more, for sad reasons, famous. The police officers that killed George Floyd, were any of them charged with domestic terrorism?
Nope.
And that's kind of exactly my point, which I think you understand. But that's exactly my point.
Oh, yeah.
They were not. So, I mean, the fact that Luigi Mangione has been charged with domestic terrorism, against whom? Billionaires. Against billionaires.
Rich people.
The top 1%.
Do you remember when Jim Irsay said that the most discriminated group in his eyes today are rich white men? Remember when he said that?
I absolutely do.
For those who are listening and those who are watching, Jim Irsay is the owner of the Indianapolis Colts. he looks like he is still trying to regain his youth. But he's worth millions of dollars. 9, 10 figures worth of millions of dollars. This man had the audacity and the gall to say out loud in front of a camera and a microphone where people can see and hear him that the most discriminated group in America today are rich white men. And you know what? There are still poor-ass people struggling to go watch an Indianapolis Colts football game. This is what I mean when I say we have been lulled into this shit. We have been lulled. Why would you need to have a French Revolution when there's playoff games to be had? Why would we need to overthrow and upset the established order when college football had its championship game this past weekend? And I heard Ohio State has won it all. Why would we need to overthrow the way things are done in this country when Donald Trump signed a piece of paper and said that the Gulf of Mexico is now the Gulf of America? We're lulled into this. If you can say one thing about my time on social media, it would be this: I am here to piss you off, and if you get pissed off enough, you can get pissed. If you get pissed off enough, you will eventually get so mad at me that you'll change something, or you'll take me out. You take me out, number one, you prove my point. You would much rather fight the guy telling you this shit than you would fight the guy that's doing it. That'd be the first thing. And the second thing,
that's doing it to you.
Yeah, to you. Exactly. And the second thing you would prove more than anything is that the status quo is okay with you. You're perfectly okay with the status quo. And the reason you're okay with the status quo is because it's a hell of a lot easier to face the world that they give you than the world you should have.
We have about 8 more minutes
You know what I mean? Like
left.
Oh, yeah.
Very quick programming note. Following us immediately on GCPR Live and many of these same video outlets, Hurricane Girls from 9 p.m. Conversations with T. Nathan comes your way from 11, and the gentleman that you've been listening to, Thomas DeVille and Bishop, returns tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. with a giant steaming hot pot of the sound of coffee. Tomorrow morning from 8. TKE Tonight returns to you Thursday evening from 8 p.m. Not tomorrow, Wednesday, but Thursday from 8 p.m. And please remember, from now until Sunday, I want your opinions somewhere online. Find me on Blue Sky, drop a YouTube comment on an old video, something that I'll see, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it is that you want to find me. Let me know if you think we should be here Sunday. It's NFL Championship Sunday. Traditionally, we don't do a show on that Sunday because most of the country is watching the Gladiators with their 1.8 average year career before they ever make any money and are thrown away. Like, used up batteries, basically. Aside, we have about 5 minutes left, partner. I want to ask you a couple quick questions.
Sure. You can ask me a couple of quick questions if I can make a shout out here.
No, go ahead. Do that first.
I want to make one shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Kennedy has been doing this longer than I have ever been doing this. Okay? He's one of the most brilliant political minds I have met. But Jeff, and he knows this, what I'm about to say is true. He knows this. Jeff does not sell himself more. I need everybody that is going to be interacting with this show, wherever you find it, wherever he is, to do me a favor. Make Jeff get out of his cocoon. Jeff should be on lives on TikTok. Jeff should be on lives on Fanbase. Jeff should be live any place that he can get a microphone and a camera or whatever, because Jeff Kennedy is brilliant. telling you guys anything y'all don't already know. Jeff Kennedy is brilliant. Now we just got to get Jeff Kennedy to believe that Jeff Kennedy is brilliant and start showing off.
Well, I'm not live on TikTok because they don't have enough followers. I didn't get the 500 yet. 500's only halfway home. I need 1,000. And I don't go on your TikTok because this hardware and this software won't allow it, which is why we have the GoFundMe. I've bored you folks to death with the GoFundMe. George and I have some shopping to do. I'm going to have to kick in whatever money of my own I can afford to try to get all that fixed. But let me ask Thomas a couple of quick questions before we kick it off. Hand it over, he meant to say, to Hurricane Girls. Last night, sir, main theme of the program was we are not any longer in the same country that we were when we woke up on Monday. Democracy's done now. It's all done. Bye-bye. We got close. Almost made it 250 years. Still didn't make it as long as Athens. But gosh, we almost made it to 250. I think the transition from small d democracy to fascism is complete. You say what? Yes.
We've been there. We've been there for 9 years. We played dangerously close. We have allowed it to seep in, and it literally showed up exactly like, and I cannot remember who his name is. He said, when fascism comes to America, it will be wrapped up in the American flag. Since the arrival of Donald Trump under the political scene, democracy has died.
And it's been wrapped up in
it was exactly in the American flag.
And the Constitution.
Yep. It was Khrushchev that said that America cannot be taken down from the outside.
No.
It will be torn apart from the inside.
No, we've
Donald Trump.
Yeah, we've told that story. One of Khrushchev's generals said, "We can never beat the Americans at war. We can never conquer them." Khrushchev said, "Don't worry. It may take time. We will eventually beat them because they will tear themselves apart because of greed. Strictly because of greed, money and power. They will destroy themselves from within. We will take them and we'll never have to fire a shot." Next quick question to you. I think we're at 2 minutes here, but I don't want to block the girls from starting. It would seem to me that the next step in this transition is now from fascism to feudalism. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. If we're not already there, when Donald Trump said gilded age, a golden age,
manifest
he meant
destiny.
1800s. Yes, he meant no child labor laws, no weekend, men working literally until they died at work for pennies, for nickels, for dimes. It was children in coal mines. It was pregnant women washing clothing. We are there. Our new feudal kings are Zuckerberg, Bezos, Buffett, Gates, Elon Musk.
Teal,
there are people like Jim Irsay saying, there are people like Jim Irsay saying that if rich white men are being discriminated against and nobody burning down the Indianapolis Colts Stadium. It is people like Jerry Jones who got busted doing some absolutely heinous shit during the 50s when it came to integration into his school. He still owns the team and has other rich people defending him. We're there. We're there. And again, we are lulled into a false sense of security. We are lulled into believing that this is the greatest country on earth because we never had to earn it. We're there, dude. We're already there.
All right,
but Jeff, I love you. When you get a chance,
hang on right there. 9 o'clock, folks. We're a little bit late. For everybody at GCPR, for the entire GCPR family, especially the man on the other end of the phone. For everybody that surrounds TKE tonight in the Kennedy Effect, that's Lynn and George and Kristen, Daisy the dog, and of course, Riddick, I'm Jeff Kennedy. Hurricane Girls starts right now. We'll see you again on Thursday. Tell us what you want to see on Sunday. Thanks so much. Hurricane Girls starts right now. We just clicked off the radio, son. We're still on video and so on. I just wanted to say thank you for taking time to be with me tonight, because you get up early in the morning and you got a show to do and all that. So I just want to say thanks.
Nope. I'm not going to sit here and let you thank me for doing something that helps all of us. Shut up. I'm the boss. No, you don't thank me. I am literally doing my damn part. We're going to make this station something, even if it kills one of us. It'll probably be me, because I'll end up having a heart attack.
Oh, no, I got you.
You're my friend, you're my brother, and I love you, and I would do anything in the world to make sure that literally you are known. I told you when we started this what we were going to do. I told you. What did I tell you? This is about making Jeff Kennedy as big as freaking Rachel Maddow and that goofball over at Fox.
Yeah.
So damn it, if I have to do it, I'll do it. I don't care. So you ain't got to thank me.
For those of you who are still with us on Facebook, we've run a little bit over. We did turn off on the radio because our time on the radio is done. Stay here with you for just a couple more minutes, just so we can kind of naturally end the conversation. But let me remind you very, very respectfully, very politely, you go to our home group Facebook page, That Other Side of Information, on Facebook, go up to the top. There's a tab there called Featured. Tap on that. You will find our GoFundMe. GoFundMe is a request of you. Let's be blunt. It's not beat around the bush about it. It's an ask of you to help us out to not even redo, but redo really, because most of the equipment I have can't continue. It's kind of useless. And there, just about every time that I walk into the studio, there's something that I cannot do that I could do the day before. We could use your help. Please check out the GoFundMe. If you can afford to help us, then please, we ask. If you can't, then by all means don't. You have lives to take care of. You probably have prescriptions to buy and doctors to see and gas to put in the tank. I get all that. If you have the ability to help, we would be extremely grateful. If you can't, I get it. Just wanted to say that quick before we wrap up and before I go probably put something sugary and fattening in my face and fall asleep so that I can go to work tomorrow. Because I still have a 40-hour, 50-hour week.
Yeah, you still.
In addition to all of this fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying to make him famous so he doesn't have to do all of that. I swear to you, that's exactly what we are trying to do. Trying to make him famous so we ain't got to do any more of this shit. Jeff, I am going to go relax with probably some Castlevania.
Oh, yeah.
One day, you got to return the favor and bring your last 100 pound of coffee, but please be reminded, I am a caffeine junkie, and my shows tend to be a little bit wild.
Yeah.
So if you come on, keep the energy up, buddy.
I've told you, when I work from home, which has become more and more often now, when I work from home, I usually take the YouTube feed. I watch the YouTube feed for whatever reason, maybe because I'm a little more old-fashioned. I've never really I've never really put my arms around TikTok, I think, in the way that you have. I tend to go to the YouTube feed, but I do listen and watch. I generally don't call in or don't try to zoom in and be part of it because I'm working for a living. And if I have to work in the middle of a discussion with you, doesn't exactly make a great show. But yes, there's going to be a time where I have a doctor's appointment at exactly the right time that I can join you a bit in the morning. And it was always my hope, and it kind of still is, in the deeper recesses of whatever brain is still working, that you and I would do those mornings together for 3 or 4 hours at a clip, and that we would have more people calling. That we'd have more people calling than we could ever get to, and that we'd have to apologize to people at the end that we couldn't get to all of them. and all of those things. And, you know, maybe. We'll hope. I'll keep knocking. My desk here is wooden, as is my head. I'll keep knocking in hopes that happens.
One day it will, my friend. One day it will. One day you will actually be able to say, you know what? I think I'm going to do the sound of coffee this morning. And I'm going to go, okay, might as well bring you behind up in here. But I love you, my friend. Get some rest. I will talk to you sometime this week.
Sounds good, sir. Thanks again. Have a brilliant show tomorrow morning. Appreciate you very, very much.
I will definitely try. It's why Wednesday, so I'll try something. All right. Be safe. Good night.
Thanks. All right, for those of you still with us online, it's about all the time we have for. I know I kind of signed off a couple minutes ago. We said goodbye to the radio audience. It is absolutely not fair of me in any way, shape, or form to block anybody else from their time on the air. Hurricane Girls is actually live right now on GCPR.live for those of you on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and LinkedIn. It's about all the time that we have for tonight. We've done about all the damage that we can do. My sincerest thanks to Thomas for calling in. Please know, when we're on the air, you can call. Calling in, it's just like calling into any radio show. It's okay. It doesn't hurt a bit. It's just a conversation. That's all. It's a conversation, by the way, that is, affected by that 1.5 damn delay that mobile phones all give us. And we all do it. Every damn mobile conversation we ever have always starts with, about, depending on how long the conversation is, dozens of times where both people start to talk at the same time because of that damn delay. Well, that delay is going to be there until we get this equipment upgraded. That just is the story. That just is it. But that said, my dream is always to do mornings and do political talk in the mornings. 8 to 10, 9 to 11, 10 to noon, 8 to noon, 9 to noon. Because I kind of always thought if Thomas and I did it together, we would easily be able to do 4 hours a day. Easily. I've always wanted to do a show where I had so many callers that I had to apologize to the ones that couldn't get. If I could be 10% as popular and listened to as Tom Hartman, I'd be able to pay my bills doing radio. I wouldn't get rich. I wouldn't have a palatial estate. I wouldn't have Jay Leno's car garage or any of that kind of thing. But I could do radio for a living and be here with you, and I would have. And I hope before my days are done, before my faith tells me, before I'm called home, that will happen. So for everyone, so here's the plan again. For those of you listening in still online, send me a message on Messenger, put a post on the group. Can't send me a message on Instagram still. That's like pictures and videos and shit. That shows you how much I know about Instagram. However it is that you want to try to get a hold of me, let me know what you think we should do Sunday. Kind of leaning toward not being here because 2/3 of the country is going to be watching the NFL. I don't know how many people are going to be here. And we usually do take that Sunday off. Then we come back for the off week between the championships and the Super Bowl. Then we're off again usually for the Super Bowl. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This Sunday is Championship Sunday in the NFL. You tell us what you think we should do. I'm happy to hear your opinions. I really would. For everyone, and then Hurricane Girls, of course, is on right now. Teen Nathan from 11. Thomas tomorrow morning from 8. All of that said, we will return to you, we being George and I, from 8 p.m. on Thursday. Night off tomorrow. We'll be back with you on Thursday. For everybody at GCPR.live, Thomas and Gretchen, Gambit, and Gilbert, and Simon, Chuck, Pastor Best, and Brett and Ben, and the Hurricane Girls. They can't hear that because I'm on right now. And I think I have almost everybody. I think I do. For everybody here at TKE, that's Lynn and George and Kristen and Daisy. And of course, I'm Jeff Kennedy. We'll see you again on Thursday. Mike just asked real quick, how are the Eagles going to do? I am a New York Giants fan. For as much as left of me that gives even, I really couldn't care less. If the NFL shut down tomorrow, I'd be pretty happy because I think it's just gotten completely out of hand. The way they destroy players' lives, leave them without any money left. How they've rigged the system so that the average NFL career is about 1.8 years. Players don't reach a level where they actually make any real sizable money until their fourth or fifth year. Well, most of them, on average, are out of the league by then. So I find and I also don't think the NFL is much of a sport anymore, as much as it is a television program. The thing about the NFL is I do still watch it on occasion. There's something terribly beautiful about a perfectly thrown spiral that hits the wide receiver in stride, and they run this graceful gazelle-like motion. The NFL can be terribly beautiful to watch. There's also about 12 to 14 minutes of actual real action in a 4+ hour long television event. I much prefer soccer and baseball and hockey. So how do I know how the Eagles are going to do? I don't know how they're going to do, and even less I don't care. As a Giants fan, it's the Commanders and the Eagles. I really can't win either way, and the Giants are so terrible and have been for the better part of a decade. So I'm so tuned out of it. It's why I automatically said that I would be here to do the program, because I just don't even care about what happens with the NFL. I just didn't even think to myself that it was Championship Sunday. But like I said, generally speaking, we're not here on Championship Sunday. So you let us know what you think. I'm happy to hear it. As always, I'm happy to hear it. So please check out the GoFundMe. Please don't think I'm being silly for sharing my radio dream with you. I think I've done it before, but please don't think we're too funny for sharing that with you. And we will see you on Thursday. Thank you so much, everybody. If you're in the grips of this cold, please do your best to stay warm and stay safe. We very much appreciate every single one of you. It's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see you again on Thursday. Remember, Hurricane Girls is live right now. T. Nathan from 11. Thomas tomorrow morning from 8. We will see you on Thursday. Until then, please take care of yourselves.